All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today I'm going to be talking about how Google got it right and how it's going to be hard to top this. So this is Google's latest lineup. This is the 6A that came first, then the 7 and 7 Pro dropped at the same time. So Google has pretty much nailed it because the industry is quiet. Meaning, when they brought out the 6 and the 6 Pro, everyone had a lot to say. I mean, I had some problems at some point, but they eventually got resolved. But I still didn't like the 6 lineup. The 6 and 6 Pro is nearly as much as the 7 lineup. And I'm counting this phone here, the 6A, because it dropped as a part of this trio. Now, the 7A will drop this year sometime, and it'll replace the 6A. But for now, the 6A has got to be one of the sexiest and most affordable and one of the best options for a person that is looking to get into Google's ecosystem. You can frequently find this device for under $300 easy. I mean, like no trade-in sometimes, just under 300 bucks. This has got to be the best value of anything in the Pixel lineup. Now, the reason that this is good value is because the camera system is pretty much matching the 7 lineup, at least the 7. I mean, these two can go against each other and fight and battle. And do you honestly think that the Pixel 7 will just slam and just trump and just really beat down the 6A? I don't think so. In my comparisons, these are so close, I have to recommend the 6A, period. Now, if you're a pro user and you want this extra lens and you want all the AI that you could possibly get from the camera system, you're getting it in the 7, but again, you have another lens on the 7 Pro, and you're also getting the high resolution display. You're getting just a little bit more on the 7 Pro. But does it warrant that extra money that's actually being kicked out here for your dollars? And I'm going to say your hard-earned dollars. I guess I want to say, people like to say that, but did you earn it real hard? Did you work smart or did you work hard? I tend to try to work smart the majority of the time, if you want to call something I do work. When I was in the workforce, I did bust my tail and I worked hard. So the Pixel 7 Pro is in fact one of the top of the line devices. I mean, we're talking about a device that costs less than Samsung's latest device, which is this device right here. It costs less, and it's pretty much battling head to head. And we all know where it falls off at when it comes to the comparison with the lineup here from Samsung. It's not that it falls off. I'm going to say it falls a little short. But it still can be considered a balanced playing field. Now, since I do so much video and I like to use the products to showcase other products, Google's video cameras aren't bad at all. They just don't match up to Samsung's cameras. In the long haul, I guess, if I was going to pick one of these for video creation, it would have to be the Samsung cameras. However, Google also needs to work on their portrait style video or cinematic video. This is just what they have to do in order to compete with the big dogs. Right now, they're at 1080p cinematic video only. That will increase. Apple did it, Samsung's doing it, everyone's doing it, but not just increasing it to 4K, it's a matter of giving high quality cinematic video. Now, cinematic video is a topic that I frequently talk about when it comes to devices because right now I'm using the Sigma lens on my Sony camera. If you guys always ask what I'm recording with. Well, this time I'm actually recording with my actual setup. For the majority of the time I shoot on the channel, I'll push out a Z Fold 4 in a minute, or use one of the Samsungs or one of my iPhones if I'm going to use a phone. Google's video, 4K video at 30 frames per second, hands down, it's great. But I need a more complete package. And while this phone does cost less, you can actually find this on sale too. All of these, you can find them on sale at some point or another. But to me, Google does not have far to go. They are almost there, folks. Almost. They are pretty much right on point and they're getting ready to hammer it home with their next lineup of devices. I can feel it. The industry was put on blast and on hush mouth at the same time because so many people had so many bad things to say about Google and their previous generation's devices. The hardware is trash. The cameras are trash. They can't compete. Google stepped forward with the 7 lineup and the 6A, because the 6A was kind of like that teaser to show you we get ready to thump you in the head. We're going to fix all these software issues. We're going to fix all these complaints that you have, and we're going to hammer it home. That's what we're getting ready to do. And so when the 6A dropped, I was like in awe. Of these 3, people are still shocked by that. Of these 3, this is like the perfect size for me, bars. If they go ahead, Google, speaking of if they being Google needs to do, and I said it about Samsung, they need to do what Apple has done. Apple has given us a small version of their powerhouse device with no exceptions. Literally no exceptions on this device. This is the small variant. I'll hold it next to the 6A. You can see this is the iPhone 13 Pro. Now they do have big versions, but the fact that they offer a small Pro version is just what all OEMs should do, meaning they're not taking away as much as other OEMs are taking away. They're not doing it. Google needs to do that. This device should be the same as this device in a small form factor. Period. This is what they need to do. They have to do this in order to compete as far as I see it. I don't like that I lose resolution and lose cameras just because it's smaller in size. Because in reality, there is no excuse for this. There is no real feasible excuse as to why companies bring out smaller versions of phones and do not make them the same as the larger versions. You could even go so far to say they could even put the same size battery in the devices, and they can. You cannot, there's a lot of small phones with big batteries. There's a lot of big phones with small batteries, and vice versa. You can have a device of this size with a 5,000 milliamp hour battery inside. You totally can. Case in point, this device. Pretty much right in hand with the 7. This is the S23 Plus. It has a 4,700 milliamp hour battery. There's no reason this shouldn't have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. But I know why it doesn't have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, because they don't want it to compete with this phone. They don't want people to buy that phone over this phone, because this phone is the feature-rich phone with a little bit more extras and a different name, which is why they don't give it a quad issue display, which is why they don't give it that extra 300 milliamp hours in battery. Google, in turn, can do this. They're choosing not to. They're choosing not to. Companies are choosing not to. So for me, Google has hit it out of the park. They did their thing this time around. And so how is Google going to top themselves? Now, I said earlier that the 7A is coming out. 7A is coming out. I know for a fact it's coming out. Okay? And, you know, there's leaks and rumors and stuff like that. But I've obtained documentation where I know it's coming out. Unless something changes, there will be a Google Pixel 7A. There also will be a Google Pixel Fold, if that's what the name of it is. The Pixel Fold, or whatever, the Google Fold, whatever they're going to call it, you know what I'm saying? It's going to come. And the 7A is going to be one that I'm really excited about. Also with the Fold. Obviously, I like folding devices. So those two, hopefully they drop at the same time. And I really would like for Google to do some kind of teaser in Google I/O in May when they actually do pop out. Now, this video is being recorded in March of 2023, so we still have a little ways to go before Google I/O, but hopefully they give some kind of teaser. And if you pay attention, you can look at the software that they're actually talking about, and you'll see, ooh, they are getting ready to do some things. So, folks, Google has made their mark, and they have planted their feet. There's no more conversation about Google not being able to compete. It's weird listening to all of the conversations about people saying that Google just isn't in the realm of the other of the competition. I just totally disagree with that. I think it's in the eyes of the person that's talking about it or actually using the products. And so, Jay, how do you use all these phones? Well, I rotate my SIM card in and out for at least a week at a time, at least, literally. Because, well, the 7 Pro obviously gets a lot more use than the 7. Even though I like the size of the 7, I favor the 6A. I really do. I mean, the 6A is so beautiful. And then you got this color. I got it skinned out. SophieGuard.com. You guys always ask where I get the skins from. SophieGuard.com. SophieGuard.com. You search my channel. There's tons of videos about SophieGuard. To me, they're one of the best. Affordable, fast shipping, 2-day shipping in most situations. You don't have to wait 15, 20 days to get your skins. So, Google, I appreciate what you're doing here. Just a few more tweaks, and you will have kind of like that ultimate lineup that people actually, the industry can just lock it in. There's nothing going on that Google can't do at this point. Yeah, nothing. So I say that Google has made their mark. As I position these phones out of the way here, Google has made their mark. Other OEMs should take note. And no one is going to catch Google when it comes to their AI processing for the photos, all these things. No one's going to catch Google anytime soon, I'll say. Anytime soon. Anytime I want a realistic photo of myself or somebody else or certain situations, I'm reaching for a Pixel. Nothing else. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Which one of these do you use? Do you still have the 6 lineup? Has your 6 Pro and 6 really been kicking along, getting strong for you to where you just don't want to upgrade to either one of these? I recommend the 6A of this trio to anybody, tech enthusiast, grandma, mom, son, grandbabe, whoever. The Pixel 6A is just that good. And everybody always asks, well, Jay, where was your phone of the year video? Some people are still asking this. This is the phone that I recommended. This is the one that I recommended. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.